Fellow Australians, I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners.
Shut up!
I'm here today, dressed up as a Jew, wearing my funny little hat, in solidarity with the Jewish community that I have abandoned. On this day of mourning, I should be apologising to the Jewish community for giving you the lemonade and sauce. In other words, ignoring your pleas and abandoning you for 2.5 years. I'm sorry that on October 7, 2023, my Labor government just sat back and did absolutely nothing while these Jew-hating goats celebrated 1,500 Jewish deaths on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. I'm sorry that Chris Minns and myself did absolutely nothing and held absolutely nobody to account. And I'm sorry that Chris Minns and myself did nothing, absolutely nothing, to deter these hateful and racist goats from protesting on Australian streets for the next 2.5 years. I'm also sorry that my minster for scissoring, always wrong, Ping Pong, Benny Pong, couldn't even be bothered to take her lazy taxpayer-funded ass to Israel where these atrocities occurred. And I would also like to apologise to the Jewish community for Ping Pong Wong's atrocious and appalling fake virtue signalling propaganda photo that they put on their they-them social media accounts on the day of the Bondi shooting in a weak attempt to show fake solidarity with the Jewish community. So you can see I've got a lot to be sorry for, but not quite as sorry as my minster for goats, Tony Burker, who snuck in ISIS brides through the back door and even met them at the arrival lounge at Sydney Airport. And I'm also sorry for acknowledging and recognising Palestine as a sovereign state when everybody with the brain around the world said not to do it because it rewards terrorism and murder and lets Aussie terrorists know that I've got their back. I told all of them, especially you Jews, to get stuffed because my moment on the international stage is more important than any social cohesion in Australia. Why are you stupid bastards clapping? And I'm also sorry, and try clapping to this one, you performing seals. I'm sorry that I gave the green light to one of the most hateful, racist and divisive marches ever seen on Australian soil on one of our most iconic backdrops, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. You retarded pricks will clap at just about anything. Aren't you listening to a word I'm saying? So you can see I'm really sorry, but not sorry. My communist government will continue importing these Jew-hating goats into Australia who will never assimilate and will always hate Jews and infidels that don't believe their mumbo-jumbo. But Benny Pong, Tony Burker and myself need their votes, so for that, I'm not sorry.
Oh, mate, don't say that.
So I'm not really sorry about everything I've done to set the stage for the Bondi atrocity. If I did give two stuffs, I would have done something about it 2.5 years ago, and we all wouldn't be standing here tonight listening to the verbal diarrhea spewing from my trap.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
Bruce Springsteen!
Peter Jackson!
Bruce Springsteen!
Peter Jackson!